talking about how to actually make money using social media. I know you may spend an enormous amount of time looking at social media. You may be posting lots of things, but you may be a little bit unclear as to how you actually monetize social media. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about here today. We're going to talk about the right offers to make, how my top members are making hundreds of thousands of dollars using social media. So you're in the right place if you want to learn how to do this. And I'm going to explain my strategy and what I'm doing right now. I'm on social media. In fact, everything that you see here today will be repurposed, and this presentation, which is costing me $0, will be repurposed. Okay, it'll be on YouTube, it'll be on LinkedIn, it'll be all over the place. And every single one of you that are watching this right now have been pixeled automatically by Facebook. That means I don't know who you are, but Facebook knows who you are. So I can follow up with you and I can send you more content. Okay, now I have to pay for that type of retargeting. So what is the objective here with social media? Obviously, to get people to know us, to like us, and to trust us. And most importantly, we want to make an offer so we can generate leads and we can measure the effectiveness of what we're doing. So please check in. Let us know what marketplace you're operating in. We do get a lot of referrals here inside of Craig Proctor World, and we'd like to refer those clients to agents that know what they're doing. So if you haven't checked in, let us know the city and state or city and province that you operate in. How many of you are spending a lot of time on social media? It's easy to get sucked into that, right? You're watching the news and what your friends are doing. I try to stay away from that. I try to focus on really looking at social media as a tool that's going to make me money. Okay, now I assume that most of you have Facebook because you're watching this right now, and you've got a business page, and your business page is where your ads are going to run. Now, you can, obviously, and you do, post things on your personal page. So you're going to be posting video, and make sure that you always have an offer that people want. And we're going to talk about, well, what is it that I can offer that buyers and sellers really, really want? And then how do I track that? Okay, so right now, me talking to you is free. Okay, but if I really like this presentation today, I can send this out to my custom audience, okay, to everybody that's watched my stuff before, but so can you. Now, this is why this strategy works really well. You probably noticed it's really difficult to get buyers and sellers on the phone. Let me know in comments if you found that to be true, where it's very difficult to get people to pick up the phone today. And old school training was, well, we generate leads and we call them on the phone. Why are you calling them on the phone? So you can try to get a meeting with them. And what you believe is, I need to call them on the phone to get the meeting so I can tell prospects what it is that I do, right? I can tell them about my services and what makes me different and better than the other agents, so they'll want to choose me as their agent. Now, that is very difficult to do. If they're not picking up the phone, it's even harder to convince them to meet with you just so you can tell them what you do. So what we're replacing that with social media, okay, with video, okay? So I'm telling you right now who I am, what I do, hopefully building credibility and trust. And you're thinking, well, Craig's somebody that could really help me. He knows what he's doing. This is the exact same thing that you're going to do. Now, some of you are a little bit nervous about going onto social media or creating video at all, and you'll get better with practice. I get it, right? We don't like the way we look, or we don't like the way we sound. Perfectly normal. That's why I don't watch my own stuff. Completely normal. And the other thing I want to address is you don't need expensive equipment, okay? You can start with your smartphone. So if we eliminate all the reasons not to do this, right? Oh, I feel uncomfortable. Everybody does, but you will find your voice. As you start to produce more video, you will find your voice. The other thing I have realtors say is, well, I don't know what to talk about. but you do know what to talk about. Let me give you a couple of examples. First of all, would you guys agree that you know way more about the topic of buying or selling real estate versus the prospects? You know a ton more, right? So think of some of the topics right off the top of your head that you're really good at, right? And a good way to come up with this content is just thinking about what are the common questions that buyers and sellers ask you. So let me give you a couple of examples. How do I buy a home when I already have a house? How do I get the best loan, the best mortgage, the best interest rates, right? How do I avoid home inspection pitfalls, right? What do I need to know if I'm going through a divorce, right? What do I need to know if I'm an empty nester and I think I'm moving down? What are the 6 biggest buyer mistakes that home buyers make and how to avoid them, right? How to sell my home for the most amount of money. How to figure out what I'm going to net in my pocket after all the associated expenses when selling a home. These are all things of interest to only prospects. I think you would agree that if you were talking about any of those topics, anybody that's watching it that would request the free report or the information that you're going to offer, obviously, by virtue of the fact that they've watched your video on that topic and they've asked for further information, they're a prospect, right? By virtue of the fact that you're watching me right now, I know that you're a real estate agent that's looking for help in your real estate business. You want to learn how to master social media and actually make money from it rather than just play around and waste hours of your time. So to be successful, obviously we know people have to be aware of this. If people don't know who you are, they can't do business with you. But it's more than just getting people to know who you are. Just creating an awareness is a good starting point. But you've already had people that you knew quite well list their house with other agents. Is that true? Let me know in the comments if that's ever happened. It's very discouraging, right? But hurtful sometimes that people you know, some of them quite well, would choose to buy or sell a house with another agent. So they knew who you were. That wasn't the issue. The issue was obviously attached to your identity. There has to be very powerful benefits. So not only do prospects in your marketplace know who you are, but they want to work with you and only with you because they're going to derive these benefits. So that's what we're trying to do on video. Get people to know us, like us, trust us. We're going to offer something people really, really want. I'll give you an example of how to do this. Here's what I'm offering you today. I'm offering you a free report on how you can make money with social media, how social media can help you overcome the biggest problem you have in your business, which is obscurity. I just printed off the first page, but it's about 12 pages, and I'm giving it to you. How many of you would like that free report? Type your email address into the comments below, and I will send you a detailed report on everything we're talking about today and how you can do that. Just type your email address into the comments right now. Now, I just offered you something you want, and some of you are filling in your email address. That means I've generated a lead. Now, I didn't need to do this because remember, by virtue of the fact that you're watching this, Facebook automatically has pixeled you anyway. So that means I can take this video or any other video content that I've ever produced, and I can decide what I want you to see in your newsfeed. Think of how cool that is. But you can do that as well. What you could do is you could upload all the people that own homes in a certain neighborhood or in your city into Facebook, create a custom audience, and if Facebook finds them, if they have a Facebook account and you've got their email address or their cell number, you have a custom audience of, you could load up all the for sale by owners. You could load up all the homeowners in Glenway Estates. You could load up your entire database. How about this? All your past clients. We can create these custom audiences, and then we can do custom messages. How many of you have watched my stuff before? Let me know in the comments if the reason you're here, or partly the reason you're here, is you've watched my stuff over and over again. And if you're here for the very first time, I promise you, you're going to start to see Craig Proctor content in your newsfeed. And hopefully you like it, and hopefully you watch it. Because if you consume my content and you think I'm a good guy and you think I'm helpful to you, and that's the key, you've got to be helpful to the buyers and sellers. We can't be always trying to sell them. And this is what's wrong with the approach that's being taught by realtors. Let's create some trust. Let's create some credibility. You have the knowledge. So you got to get over, being conscious with like video, and just get out there and start doing it, right? And you'll get better at it, and you'll get better at it, and you'll start making good offers. But here's the key. Make sure that you're offering something people want, okay? Now, you can track this. Like I can track how many of you have typed your email address in here to get the free report. And if some of you became a client, let's say that you became a client of mine 6 months from now or a year from now, would you agree that I could source back when you first came into my world, when you first were entered into my CRM, but was today when you entered your email address? Okay, so I offer you good information. You want the information. Now I can start to communicate with you. We're going to take these same strategies and we're going to teach you how to do this. Imagine if this was true. If anybody that was thinking or buying or selling in your community knew who you were, and if you were coming at them not as a salesperson, but positioned as somebody that was really, really helpful. Okay, you were giving them information on area home sales, what to be aware of, what's happening with the economy. You are really now positioned as their information center. They see you as a good place, a trusted advisor to get information. And the important thing is that we're tracking this. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to do anything that I've said without proper tracking. You see, this is called direct response marketing. Direct response marketing, by virtue of its name, means you get an immediate direct response that can be measured. And that's the issue that many of you have. You're playing around on social media, but you don't have a good offer that people want. And even if you have an offer, you're not measuring it. You've got no call to action, right? That's measurable. You don't have a tracking component into it. Let me give you another example. I have a private group. I am on my business page, and this is costing me $0. Would you guys agree? I'm giving you a presentation right now, and I didn't call you, and I'm not sitting at your kitchen table, right? This is the thoughts we got to get out of our head is, oh my God, I got to call 1,000 leads to get some people on the phone and try to convince them to go over to their kitchen. First of all, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that, right? If you were looking to get life insurance, you wouldn't have like 3 life insurance salespeople come over and sit at your kitchen table. You would do your research online. And that is where the battle for the listing is happening. It's no longer happening at the kitchen table. By the time the seller, you meet the seller at the kitchen table, that's just to get the listing agreement signed. When you're buying a product or a service, especially if it's an expensive product or service, how many of you are doing your research online, right? Let's say I'm buying a car. Let me know if you agree with this in comments. You're buying a car. How many of you would just go straight into the car dealership and talk to the car salesperson versus starting your search online? You do a little bit of research. Okay, here are the different BMW models. I want the X5. Chances are you know more about that car before you meet with the salesperson than the salesperson does, right? How many of you have found that before? And the other reason we like to do this kind of research is, unfortunately, there's a distrust of salespeople, right? Just to use the car example again, we might be thinking, well, I need to do this research because what if I show up at the car dealership and the salesperson's just trying to sell me a car that they have in inventory, right? Or maybe they're going to try to sell me a car where they're going to make more money selling me this car. It might not be the best car for me, but it's what's best for the salesperson. Buyers have this same distrust of real estate agents. Are they just going to try to sell me a house? Are they going to try to sell me a house where they make the most amount of money? Will they not show me other homes? This is why a great offer for buyers and sellers is to get them access not only to the homes that are listed publicly on the market, which they can find with a Google search, right? They can find these homes on the internet. Also start offering them difficult to find properties, okay? Like unlisted and off-market properties, like distress sales and bank foreclosures. Now, I know what you're saying. Gee, Craig, I don't know how to get access to those. We teach you how to do this, but just assume that this is true, and I can teach you how to get access to unlisted and off-market. And by the way, we're not talking about pocket listings. What we're talking about is asking the buyer what they're looking for, and they say, I want to buy in Glenway Estates. And you say, great, I'm going to go into Glenway Estates. I'm going to talk to all the homeowners there, find homeowners that have not yet listed their home for sale, but they're thinking of selling their home. And we would go look at the house, preview it, make sure they're realistic on price. And you would be the only buyer to know about that. Buyers would like that, right? Buyers, there's many buyers that you have that would like to move, but they can't find the right house. How many of you have buyers like that, right? They would list their home with you if you could find them another property, but that's the issue. You can't find them anything. They feel like the listings on MLS are overpriced or they're picked over. Now we can get them access to unlisted, off-market, distress sales, bank foreclosures. So you can see that's a superior offer. That's a better offer than what most agents would offer buyers. What's the offer that you and I were trained to say to buyers? Would you like us to email you the houses on MLS? And that used to work until the buyers could get the same information on the internet themselves, right? They can actually get the same information. So if your big offer to buyers is, I can email you the houses that come on the market or the homes that are listed for sale, that's the same offer that all the other agents are offering. And unfortunately, as you found out, that offer is not well received. That offer often falls on deaf ears because the buyers are like, thanks, but I'm good. I can go to Zillow myself. I can go to these sites and I can get this information. So what are we talking about here today? Advertising doesn't have to be expensive. Again, I'm giving you a pretty good presentation. Let me know, by the way, if you think this has been helpful today. Smash the like button. Smash the like button, or maybe a little heart there, and that gives me feedback. Now, when you smash the like button, okay, or you click on the little heart, that also tells the Facebook algorithm that people are interacting with Craig Proctor's video today. When you type in your comments, that's interaction. That tells the Facebook algorithm, holy cow, people like this. Now, Facebook will decide to show this presentation to even more people based on the activity, okay? The algorithm's like, wow, likes, comments, people sharing this. This must be important content. You want to do the same thing. So that's why I want to be interactive with you, but it also works so more people see my content. You're going to do the same thing. You know, if you're thinking of selling in the next 3 to 6 months, let me know. I can send out our special report on 27 tips, 27 things that you can do, inexpensive things that you can do to sell your home for the most amount of money. You've got this information. If not, I can give you some more ideas because I've created all these content. Like this content, if you want this free report, again, it's 24 pages. You type in your email address below and someone in my team will get this out to you. Let me give you another example. I've got a private Facebook group. So we're on my business page right now. But how many of you would like to be part of, get behind the curtain and be part of my private Facebook group? Okay, I've got over 8,000 agents in my private group. These are agents that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars or more using the Craig Proctor system. For $0, I'm going to invite you all now to be part of my private group. All you have to do is type into the comments below, private group. Okay, so do that right now, private group, and we'll get you an invitation so you can start hanging out with and talking to agents that are successfully doing this. So you don't need any special equipment. You're going to use your phone. You're going to overcome your fear of video. You're going to overcome it. Remember the first listing appointment you went out on and you were all freaked out and you were wringing your hands and you were very, very nervous, right? But you overcame that. Like when you walk into someone's house, if you are presenting to sellers at the kitchen table, you're not worried about, oh, how do I sound or how do I look? Oh, I got a hair out of place. You're not worried about that, right? And you're going to mess things up. You're going to stutter. That doesn't mean start over again. Just be yourself. So how come you can do it when you get to their house and you're sitting at the kitchen table, but we stick a camera in front of you and you freeze up? I'm just saying it's normal. I totally get it. But as you start to create more content, and this is working, right? This is the other thing. If you're doing this incorrectly, you're not going to stick with it, right? I totally get that. Like I'm creating, why would you want to create all this content? You're not generating any leads. You're not generating any business. You're not building anything. So that's why a lot of real estate agents, they get sick and tired of doing videos talking about the 5 best restaurants in town. Well, that's great. You told everybody about the 5 best restaurants in town, but what does that do for you? Okay, we always want to have a call to action. Okay, what are you going to give them? What are you going to offer them? What do you want them to do? So at the end of your video, you can look down at the comments and you can say, okay, I got somewhere. You can see how many people watched it. I can take this video, which I will today. I will take this video, not me, my assistant. And that's another thing I want to talk about. You don't need to know how to slice it and dice it. I have an assistant that does this for me, okay? A virtual assistant. And she will take this video and she will slice it and dice it and she'll repurpose it. This video, this content, will be on YouTube. It'll be on LinkedIn, okay? It'll be inside my private group. You're going to do the same thing, okay? You should see yourself as a content creator. You've got all this wonderful information. And here's the thing, nobody can recreate you. Okay, don't try to emulate, just be yourself. And just focus on not being nervous, focus on really being helpful. The easiest way to show other people how you can help them is just to start helping them. Just give them really, really good information. I hope you think I'm doing that here today. Again, smash the like button and give me a little heart if you haven't done that. And follow this page, by the way, so whenever I go live, you get my information. But I am doing a presentation right now, and you can be doing a presentation to thousands of people in your marketplace. I would start with this. I would start with, how about you do a video about your services, okay? Hi, I'm Craig Proctor. I'm with Remax. This is what I do. These are my services. This is what makes me different and better. Start with that, okay? Get that video up on your personal Facebook page and get it on your business page. You could take that video, you could email that and or text it out to everyone in your database. I know you've got a whole bunch of unconverted leads in your database, right? Why do you have a whole bunch of unconverted leads? Because you're trying to talk to them so you can tell them what you do. But you've realized I can't talk to them because they won't answer the phone. Well, now you're in a bit of a pickle, right? It's like you keep the crazy part is we keep doing it, right? We keep buying new leads, keep trying to get them on the phone. You reach 5 out of 100. The other 95 leads go into your CRM under unconverted leads, never to be called again. You do not need to speak to them on the phone to tell them who you are, how great you are, what you do, make them offers, and basically do a presentation. Now, this should be exciting to you. This is how I built my business. Many of you didn't know me before, okay? Some of you only know me because you've been watching my content. You've been consuming it. That's good. That's what we want you to do. Imagine if we can get the word out in your marketplace about who you are, people get to know you and like you and say, you know what, I really like that I like their approach, I like their personality. They seem knowledgeable. And here's what happens. They call you, right? That's going to be one of your calls to action. It's like if you're thinking of selling and you'd like to know what you're going to net in your pocket, not what your house is going to sell for, what you're going to net in your pocket after all the associated expenses, give me a call. I'm Craig Proctor with Remax. This is my cell number. And when you call that number, I'll be the one answering the phone. Okay, so it's so easy once you overcome your fear of technology or your fear of being on video and just be yourself. And I built my business. This presentation right now will be sent out to hundreds of thousands of real estate agents. Okay, now look at the real estate agents don't even want to answer the phone. It's funny though, isn't it? How many of you agree you don't even, let me know in comments, how many of you agree you don't even like it when your phone rings, right? How many of you agree that if an insurance agent or a car salesperson had to come over to your home to show you what they do, you wouldn't be interested in that? It's funny, but when we flip that around, we think it's completely normal because that's how everyone else does it. That's what we were taught to do, okay? But the behavior of the clients have changed. We have to understand we can't make them do it our way anymore. We've got to start doing it the way they want to do it. Okay, they want convenience, okay? They want to know who you are and what you do and what you've got for them. The important thing is make sure you're tracking it. Make the offer, track it. Now, I got something else to offer you. If you really want to learn how to do this quickly, why don't you book a call with my team and I? It costs $0. Okay, book a call. We do it on Zoom, actually. And if someone could type in craigproctorcall.com, so no spaces, my name, craigproctorcall.com, you'll go to my Acuity Daytimer. It's a clickable link. You'll go to my Acuity Daytimer, and we'll show you how this works. We'll ask you a bunch of questions about your business. We'll ask you things like, well, what are you doing now? Right? How many homes are you selling? How many homes would you like to sell? Well, okay, if you're selling 25 homes and you'd like to sell 50, how come you're not already selling 50? What's holding you back? We'll ask you some really good questions, and the call will be helpful. It won't be a big sales pitch. Now, if at the end of our Zoom meeting, you think, well, you know what, Craig Proctor's got some really great stuff. I would like to get more information on the training and coaching he provides. That would be great. But there's no obligation to do anything. What would be the downside? What if this is true? What if it's true that within 3 years of having my real estate license, I go from not knowing anything about real estate to the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world for commissions earned? You don't have to believe me. You can ask RE/MAX. Think about that. I never sold anything in my life. I knew nothing about real estate. I knew nothing about marketing. And in my first year, I struggled. And the reason I struggled is I made the same mistake that you probably made. You get into the business, you look around at what everyone else is doing. I did what my broker told me to do, and I was struggling. I was cold calling, door knocking, sitting in open houses, chasing for sale by owners. Then, within 3 years, I discovered direct response marketing. I discovered that the real secret is not necessarily being the best real estate agent. You could be the best real estate agent in town and starve to death if you don't have clients to work with. So here I am as a brand new agent, and I figured out what it was that buyers and sellers really, really wanted. And then I offered them that through marketing, not knocking on their door, exponentially delivering these powerful messages through the media, which is exactly what you guys can do today. Think about this. Everything you want to do in real estate, it's already been done by me and thousands of Craig Proctor members all over the United States and Canada. All you have to do is say maybe. So book your call, craigproctorcall.com. That's craigproctorcall.com. And we'll see you on the other side. We'll have a great conversation, and we'll get this working for you. Thanks so much for watching this. If you enjoyed it, please add your comments below, and make sure you follow this page, and we'll see you again next time. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. Take care and have a good day. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are 2 important things, and both are totally free. Number 1 is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're gonna see a little subscribe button for you to click on,
And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.